Waltz of the Wizard is a hugely popular VR game / experience. It's been out for quite some time now, but the developers Alden Dynamics are coming back today with a brand new update for the game, and it's a pretty extensive one.
Better not be thinking what I think you're thinking. Man, you smell like Fissad.
What do you think?
Waltz of the Wizard is hugely popular. It was well received with critics on its original release, and since then has built a strong community of fans in gamers of all kinds enjoying it in VR. And so a new update coming for the game at this point is something to be celebrated, especially when Alden Dynamics have gone this far and included this much new content. It's available on MetaQuest from today, and it's coming soon to PlayStation VR 2 and Steam for PC VR as well. So what's actually here? What is new? Waltz of the Wizard, for those of you who maybe haven't experienced the game before, is a trial and error kind of game. It's about creating potions and spells and exploring environments and learning new things as you go without very much direction. There are tasks that you're assigned that you can complete, but you don't have to. You can take things at any pace you want and do them in pretty much any order you want, with the key element being your buddy. The whole way through the game, or experience, however you want to deem it, you have a talking skull, a very talkative skull, called Scully. And Scully is your buddy. He will advise you on how to proceed or tell you when you're doing wrong and often berate you for things you're doing wrong, but also offer commentary on the environment that you're in. You start off the game in like a laboratory where you can experiment with potion creation and things like that, but there's much more. Originally, Waltz of the Wizard was pretty much just this, but it's been expanded significantly as it's come to new formats. And now there is an entire castle grounds to explore, and Scully appreciates this. He comments on some of the areas that you can visit and some of the things that he's not quite so fond of in the environment. And Scully is quite humorous. Now, your opinion of Waltz of the Wizard will largely depend on whether you like the humour that Scully presents or not. But by and large, it's very much appreciated. And Alden Dynamics, with this new update, has increased the variety of Scully's dialogue substantially. The team hasn't actually revealed exactly what they've done, but they have said there are hundreds of new lines of dialogue and reactions that Scully can give to what you're doing, to the environment that's around him and the actions that you're engaging in. Scully is, and probably will always be, the key focal point of Waltz of the Wizard, but in fact, it's what you do in this space that provokes him into reacting, into being your buddy. And the big new feature in this update, which is actually known as Scully's Fantastic Fails, is a rocket launch pad. Now, this is a completely new area. It's quite small, but it is completely new. There are lots of minor activities to do in this area, but the key focal point is that rocket launch pad. You bring a rocket up from the floor, and then you can put Scully into the rocket. Here you have 3 different settings and 3 different options for each of them. There are things like altitude, and you must make sure that you have all 3 of them correct from the 3 choices each presents to you before launching the rocket, and off Scully goes to space. If you get them wrong, the rocket takes off, but it probably won't reach its destination. When you get them right, you get a dialogue sequence of what Scully is experiencing as he's travelling through the cosmos. And each rocket that you align correctly from the 3 different settings and the 3 different options for each of them, you then unlock another rocket, which you have to perform the same task again, and off Scully goes, giving you brand new dialogue. It's a really simple new system, but it's really enjoyable. You do want to get each one correct to see exactly what Scully's going to be shouting about and what he's going to see in space. And what he sees in space is quite interesting at times. So while this isn't exactly the biggest area or new feature that Waltz of the Wizard has ever received, it is very much welcome and very much enjoyable, both for new players who maybe are just starting to experiment with the game, but also existing players. It is enough to want to come back to Waltz of the Wizard and see what it has to offer. There's also a bunch of new events being added to the game. For those of you who have been playing the tower before and you know what's there, it's time to revisit. The characters of Igor and Milton are back and they're doing new things, so there's more to explore going on here than simply this new area and a few lines of dialogue. This Waltz of the Wizard update is pretty significant. So for long-time fans of the game, it's definitely worth revisiting to see what's new. If you are new to the game, then of course it just adds more content. There's more flavour here for you to enjoy as you're exploring this game. It's now quite extensive. From pretty humble beginnings, Alden Dynamics have gradually, over time, built a pretty extensive mixing pot playground for you to experiment in. And now, it all comes complete with a new in-game codex. This in-game codex delivers all the information on all the discoveries you've made, so you no longer have to memorize them if you want to revisit them later. You can simply look up the codex, see how you created X, and off you go. You can recreate that experiment however you like. These are pretty simple updates to an already quite expansive game, and they are more than welcome. As I say, if you're returning to Waltz of the Wizard, there is plenty here for you to sink your teeth into and enjoy another evening of experimentation. If you're new to the game, Waltz of the Wizard is now quite expansive. There's quite a lot going on here. So while it may on surface seem like it's a pretty small experience, those times have gone. And Waltz of the Wizard is now big, elaborate, and offers so much for you as a new player to sink your teeth into.
Made rockets! Yes! Let's do it! Put me in one! Put me in one! Ooh. What's a control panel? Awesome! Look, 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 look! You can select rockets! You can select rockets! OMG! This is so fun, I'm turning into a teenager! Hey, listen, can you at least try to get the right combination? I really want to go to space, okay? Oh, baby! Oh, look at me! Look how good I look in this! Oh, I'm built different! Built for space! Skull of action! Oh, bring it on!
So, Waltz of the Wizard fans, you're going to welcome this update, Scully's Fantastic Fails, which is available for you to download now. Newcomers, there's never been a better time to get into this game, especially with the spooky season approaching. So jump back into Waltz of the Wizard and have a great time. Thanks very much for watching.